Hey everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Artifact Hunter class. The Artifact Hunter class is the third class that I ever designed for Adventure Quest Worlds, and a lot of players consider it to be the best class I've ever designed. I'll leave that up to you, but for now I'll show you how to get it. To get the Artifact Hunter class, you're going to need to join artixpointe. That's /join artixpointe. Once you get there, you just walk your way here. Now, if you didn't catch the map name, I'll put it in the description. Once you're here, you need to talk to Cicero about the class quests. Now, if you're a legend, you can do a quest to get 4 ancient artifacts a day, and if you are a free player, you can do a quest to get 2. Once you've got 100, you can go to the class merge shop and get the class, or you can get the armor, or various weapons and armaments. Now, if you'd prefer, you can join Gravefang and fight the boss for an extra token. Now, he's not that hard, he's only got 25,000 health more or less, and he's got a 3% chance to drop, so it's a pretty low drop rate, but if you want to speed up the process, you can spend a few hours here a day and gather some extra tokens. Alternatively, you can either come here or go to the class vendor in Battleon and buy the Artifact Hunter class for 2,000 adventure coins. For enhancements for the Artifact Hunter class, I would recommend Full Luck. You're going to be critting really high and doing a lot of damage, but because the Artifact Hunter class uses a mix of magical and physical abilities, you really want luck, because luck actually provides a really solid mix of both and does well for all your other stats. Now, it is a sort of hybrid style class, but luck is what you want. If you want to increase some damage over time, so this move, you'd want to add a bit more wizard enhancements, or maybe a bit more physical for this, or some more health, but I'd recommend just sticking with luck. And if you are going to add a little extra, maybe 1 wizard, but not much, I'd definitely stick with luck. If you want enhancements, go with Spiral Carve for even better crits, or do what I'm doing and stick with Health Vamp just for that little bit of extra guaranteed health, since this class doesn't actually have a guaranteed heal. You only have a chance of a heal, although if you can get it, it is a very powerful heal. So those are the enhancements I'd recommend. Let's take a look at the stats and passives again. You can see that it's got decent hit chance and okay crit and evasion. It's not that great. Haste's okay. It regains mana in the same way that mages and berserkers do. The less HP you have, the more MP you will regenerate. So the lower health you have, the better your MP regen will be. You've got Cursed Ring of Dragon Control. Now, I'll explain the names for all the moves later in the developer sort of commentary that I do for this class, but this one has a cool story behind it. Strength and intelligence, or intellect, sorry, all are increased by 20%. Now that's a really nice little boost, and that basically makes all your attack moves better. And you've got resourcefulness, or resourceful, and that's dodge, crit, and hit chance all increased by 5%. So small little increases to everything just to make the class a lot more friendly and fun. This class currently doesn't have a rank 10 passive due to the limitations we have at the moment, but after the server rewrite we'll go and try and add one to it. So just for now, no rank 10 passive. Just as a disclaimer, I'm using a stable damage range, as you can see, 242 to 443, basically going to be hitting the same thing every time. This is to give you the average damage of the class. You can use an unstable damage range if you want. You'll hit a lot higher, but you'll also hit a lot lower. So this isn't me telling you you've got to use stable, this is just me using it as an average, so you can sort of get the rough idea. Artifact Hunter's auto attack is just what you'd expect. Doesn't do anything hugely fancy, just attacks. The first move, Strike of Awe, costs 15 mana and has a 3-second cooldown. As you can see, it does a bit more damage than your auto attack, and you can just keep using it to keep adding damage. But the real advantage to this move is that it has a small chance to stun. It's got a 25% chance to stun your opponent for 2 seconds. Now, you can't exactly rely on it, but because the move can be used so often, you will definitely see it a bit. You can't rely on it, but it could be make or break when it does trigger. This one's based purely on your physical abilities, so your fighter and your strength. Your second move, Supreme Arcane Spell, is a bit more expensive, costing 20 mana and having an 8-second cooldown. Its attack is less powerful than Strike of Awe, but it comes with another advantage, and that is a damage over time, and a relatively sizable one. As you can see, has about 3 ticks, so that's nice. The whole point of this one is just to have damage over time happening. And so you'll tag them with this and then spam them with Strike of Awe. So these are your two go-to damage moves. This one is made more powerful by your magic, so your intellect. The third move is a familiar move to some of you. It's basically the move from Pyromancer. It's called Shiny Mirror. It doesn't heal you though. What it does is it deflects a portion of your opponent's damage back at them, and in this case it also decreases the amount of damage you take. As you can see, 202 crit and 85 damage there. Once it's on, well, he's not really hitting me now, is he? Well, he hit at 10, so you can see it's quite a sizable damage reduction that this move has. It has a 15-second cooldown, so you can't use it too long, and it has a relatively high mana cost of 30. Now, the effect itself doesn't last too long. Just watch. So it's about 4 seconds, I think. Maybe 6. So you're not going to be able to block too much. So in PvP, this is a really nice move, but you've got to know exactly when to use it. Yeah. Now, this final move is the one that makes the class, I think. It really spices it up. You have, it's called Destiny or Doom, also 30 mana and has a 10-second cooldown. Now, this move does one of two things, and we'll just see which happens first. Okay, Doom. Now, Doom is just a flat-out 30% damage increase, if memory serves correct. As well as that, it increases your strength by 30%, so those two together actually make quite a lot of extra damage. It also increases your critical hit chance by 10%. So it's a really nice little move. Oh, sorry, not crit chance, crit damage. So your critical hits will do more damage. You won't get an increased chance to crit. Now, the other thing it can do is Destiny. And Destiny's a bit different. It increases your haste by about 15%. It gives you a sizable heal over time, which you might have just seen, of 460-ish per tick, which adds up. And it also increases your intellect by a bit, so that will increase your second move here. Now, I'll just show you this heal one more time, and then I'll actually show you what it's like to use these moves with the damage boost. So 468 there. It's quite, as you can see, it's a very sizable heal over time. It gives you 3 ticks, so that's almost, but not quite, 1,500 health. So let's just start using these abilities with Doom and Destiny active. So let's see what we get. We get Destiny. So this one will bring up the attack power of your damage over time a bit, and just the base power of your strike here. It'll also let you use your moves a bit faster. If you've got Doom, as you can see, you're just going to be doing way more damage and critting more often. You wouldn't have seen it there because it didn't have time to activate, but you'll see it now. It also really helps with that damage over time, bringing it up to 440. So that's a lot, and you saw how it just faded there. So that's the Artifact Hunter class, and that's what it's like in combat. Now I'll just go and talk to you about the development side of things and give you a bit of a behind the scenes look.